The murder of ex-Russian spy Alexander Litvinenko in 2006 in the UK was probably approved by President Vladimir Putin, an inquiry has found. Putin is likely to have signed off the poisoning of Litvinenko with polonium-210 in part due to personal antagonism between the pair, it said. Home Secretary Theresa May said the murder was a blatant and unacceptable breach of international law. But the Russian Foreign Ministry said the public inquiry was politicized. It said, "We regret that the purely criminal case was politicized and overshadowed the general atmosphere of bilateral relations." Litvinenko's widow Marina welcomed the report, calling for sanctions to be imposed on Russia and a travel ban on Putin. Her husband died aged 43 in London in 2006, days after drinking tea poisoned with a radioactive substance. The former Russian spy, who was believed to have later worked for MI6, had been a fierce critic of the Kremlin. The long-awaited report into his death found two Russian men, Andrei Lugovoy and Dmitry Kovtun, deliberately poisoned Litvinenko. They both deny killing him. Sir Robert Owen, the public inquiry chairman, said Lugovoy and Kovtun were probably acting under the direction of Moscow's FSB intelligence service. Giving a statement to the House of Commons, Mrs. May said the UK would now impose asset freezes on Lugovoy and Kovtun and that international arrest warrants for the pair remained in place. Prime Minister David Cameron would also raise the findings with President Putin at the next available opportunity, Mrs. May added. A Downing Street spokeswoman said the report's conclusions were extremely disturbing, saying, "It is not the way for any state, let alone a permanent member of the UN Security Council, to behave." Speaking earlier outside London's High Court, Mrs. Litvinenko said she was very happy that the words "my husband spoke on his deathbed when he accused Putin" have been proved by an English court. She urged the UK government to expel all Russian intelligence operatives and impose economic sanctions on Moscow.